Hey guys, so I recorded this video, but my gym is pretty loud, and I'm probably gonna get like a Rode lapel mic just because it's kind of hard to get like clear sound when I'm filming like a technique or instructional video at the gym right now. So I wanted to go over this video that I sort of made, basically describing how to properly walk out your squats, because this is something I see a lot of people struggle with. So I wanted to basically go over that. So I basically teach a three-step walkout with the squat. So what that basically looks like is taking three small steps that are small to essentially find our center of mass, find our proper stance with, and settle with the bar on our back. So you can kind of see right here. So what I'm basically saying to the camera is you want to step back slowly and have these very small, deliberate movements because we don't want to like waste time. And basically the three-step sequence is, two steps out, probably small steps out that are efficient. And then you can maybe take like one other step to find basically that proper stance with. Then what I basically talk about right here is, say if you have like, you walk out wrong, this does happen. Instead of, lifting your heels off the floor when you are sliding your feet to basically find a better stance, kind of like that tends to result in people losing balance. I like to slide the toe across the floor and keep in contact with that, because what that basically does, that keeps weight a little bit more centered and like pitched forward over midfoot instead of falling back and losing our center of mass. If we're kind of falling back and losing our center of mass, they're going to fall over, not keep our ribs down. Usually you have like your ribs flare up a little bit more. So when we are basically walking out, if you have to readjust your feet, even after that third step, so taking like another step, just slide your toe across the floor to sort of be in a position that you want to be. That's going to be essentially the best thing to do. Somebody that does a really good job of this is Natalie Richards. So you watch how she walks out her squats, you'll see that she always will move her toes across the floor. So you see there, oh, she did not get the walkout in. Here we go, you can see her. 1, 2, 3. And then when she readjusts, you can see how she basically moves her toes down. And that's also something that you can do. Also, I like cueing that for like sort of like screwing like your big toe into the floor. That can be really helpful. But basically, whenever you are walking out, like you can see how if I walk out with, let's see, I think I started to trim my walkouts. Yeah, right there. Okay. Small steps out. You can kind of see there again, it's very slow, controlled. And you can also see that in the beginning of that, you can see how I was like, oh shit, I don't have this in the right spot. So then I just basically move my foot out and put my toes down just to get a little bit more of a proper stance. That's something that you can do. It's really helpful. One other thing, so I basically filmed this from this side as well. Let me pull it up just so you guys can see. So ribs down underneath the bar, 3 small steps out. I have to readjust my feet, trying to just keep my toes down, squat down, toes forward, or knees into the toes. Yeah, so basically just with walkouts, it's a really important skill to have because lots of issues that I found downstream on the squat are just from how you set up, how you start the lift. The squat starts from the moment that you unrack the weight. So make sure that you are not rushing things. Make sure that you are, walking out with confidence, keeping things dialed in, and making sure that you're not rushing things out. You can also see that, so how he does his walkout, John Hack. One, two. That's the third step, but just like the readjustment, like that is what that third step should be, is the readjustment. You should only have to take 2 steps back to find your squat stance with. A lot of people have questions about like how wide should you squat. I'll have to make a video on this too, but essentially it's wherever you're going to be like most powerful and strongest. in general, like a wider base tends to be better for most people to a certain point, because it's essentially if you're a little bit leaner, you can see John Hack has a little more of a narrow stance. I do too. The reason why he actually has a little bit more of a narrow stance is because he doesn't have as much body fat, as much rebound out of the hole. So in order to sort of create that rebound effect and keeping his hips underneath him, he can't have as wide of a stance. Whereas if you have somebody like, Jesus Oliveira, who's the number one super heavyweight in the world right now. You watch how he squats, very wide base, but he has a lot of support and stability around his trunk to really take advantage of that. Like, he barely has like any fold in his squats if you look at him. He can just stay like upright as a really, really wide base for somebody like myself. If I was to try to be that wide, I would essentially just fold over and tip over and lose my balance. So that's kind of what you have to find out. But in general, like, if you're a little bit leaner, probably got to have a little bit more of a narrow stance with. If you're a little bit bigger, have a little bit, more hip musculature or just wider base of support, you're probably going to be able to have a little more body fat, a little more cushion, take advantage of the rebound. You can probably take advantage of a wider squat stance. But hopefully this video was helpful. Again, just for one last time, looking at this, 1, 2, 3. Again, the third step is that the readjustment and squat. If you guys have any questions, just ask down in the comments below.